All right, Fusion, let's get into our full body mobility warm-up here. So you can follow along with me. I'm going to take you through our quick warm-up here. Okay, so we're going to start up top as usual. We're going 3 neck circles each direction. Get a nice full range of motion here. Get all warmed up. 3 each way. All right, next we're moving down to the shoulders. Okay, let's get those shoulder rotations. 3 big shoulder rotations each direction. We're not getting the arms into it yet. Make sure we're getting that full range of motion here. Once you're through those, get the arms into it. 3 big arm circles backwards, and then forwards is next. All right, let's move down to the lower back. Okay, let's get those hands up above your head, and we're side bending to the right. Get a good stretch here. After a second hold, coming down to the left side. We're going 3 on each side. Should feel a good stretch here right through your rib cage, up to your shoulder. Nice. All right, next, let's get those hands back up above head, and we're bending down, touching our toes. Couple seconds stretch in the hamstrings, and then we're extending back. Inside. Let's repeat this 3 times. Get a good stretch here, get that back nice and warmed up. Nice. All right, next we're going to do some rotations. So let's get those arms out front, interlock the fingers, and we're rotating to each side. Don't be afraid to lift that opposite heel. Get a good range of motion here. Let's go 5 on each side. Good. Okay, now we're moving down to the hips. So we'll start with our hip circles, or I call them open the gate, close the gate. So standing on one leg, lift that knee up, and we're extending it back like you're bringing your leg over a hurdle. Okay, so once you've gone 3 in one direction, same leg, flip the direction. So start out back, step over that hurdle. Make sure you're getting that knee nice and high. Good. Once you're done there, switch over to the left side, same thing. 3, open the gates. So really get that full range of motion here in that hip. Once you've gone through 3, again, 3 in the other direction. Good stuff. Okay, next one. We're going to get a nice wide stance here. Keep those heels on the floor for the whole motion here, okay? Don't let those heels come off the ground. We're squatting down to one side, nice and low. You should feel a good stretch in the inside of that extended leg. Okay, we're getting that adductor. Couple second hold, coming up to the middle, and going down to the other side. Notice both my heels are still on the floor. Okay, we're going 3 on each side here. Try to get nice and low. Don't let your arms rest on your knee. Really challenge yourself here. Get nice and low. 3 on each side. Keep that chest up. Good. Okay, next one, we're doing some split squats. Okay, so get a nice long stance here. Back leg staying nice and straight. And we're split squatting down. Make sure that knee is getting right above those toes. We're going 5 on each side. You guys should be feeling it nice and tight in your hip here. Once you've done 5, switch over to the other side. Like I said, don't be afraid to get that knee right over your toes. Weight should be in the hip. Good. Okay, next one, we're going single leg RDLs, so single leg deadlifts. Okay, so I want you guys to focus here. Keep those hips square to the ground. So when we come down, don't let those hips open up. We're staying nice and square to the floor. Okay, so we're hinging over, standing on one leg, slight bend in the knee. As you hinge over, other leg goes straight back behind you. Then we're coming back to center. Keep that back nice and straight. Nice and tight. Should feel a slight stretch in your hamstring on every rep. Okay, once you've done 3, switch it over to the other side. Make sure those hips are staying nice and square. Okay, as an extra challenge, don't let your other leg touch the floor when you get to the top. Okay, good. There's 3 on each side. Last one, we got ninja squats. Okay, so we're up on our toes. Feet are about shoulder width apart here. Keeping our balance. Don't let those heels touch the floor for the whole movement. Okay, stay up on the balls of your feet. We're squatting down nice and slow. Knees come to the ground. And then we're coming all the way back up. Okay, make sure those knees are coming off the ground at this exact same time. Take these nice and slow. Not looking for speed here. One more. Beautiful. There we go. All right, that wraps up your full body mobility.
All right, guys, welcome. We're doing our 3 mobility exercises. We have Brent here who is demonstrating the 3 exercises. All you'll need for this one is a mat, and that's it. So let's get started. We are first going to be doing child pose clocks. Okay, so this is a good lower back mobility. This you're going to get into your child pose, and you're slowly going to walk yourself to one side. Here, Brent's going to the right, as far as you can go without moving the knees. Hold for 3 seconds and slowly walk your hands back to center. Okay, then you're going to continue on to the other side to Brent's left till he can't go anymore, and then we're going to hold for 3 and walk back. So we're going to do a total of 4 each side. Okay, so this is mobility. We're going to kind of reach as far as we can, getting that lower back stretch there, nice and slow. That's it. So into the 3 sets now, or 3 reps. See if you can reach a little further each time, again without moving your lower body up from the floor where you're positioned. And now in the last rep here per side. And back to center, and then come slowly walk yourself up, and we'll go into the next one. So we are getting ourselves set up for the hip bridge overhead reach. We've done this before, so you're going to lay on your back, you're going to squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up, and you're going to reach overhead to the opposite corner as far as you can, and then to the other side, switching arms. Okay, keeping your hips off the ground, we're going to do 6 each side. Again, nice and slow, getting a good reach in there. That's it, making sure you're still squeezing the glutes, you're activating your core, so you're bringing your belly button down to your spine, and you're getting a good reach in there. So 6 each side. That's it. Good work. Just really focusing on that reach. All right, lastly, we're gonna head into swimmers. So we're gonna work on our shoulders, okay? So we're lying on our stomach. We're gonna have our hands behind our head like so, and we're gonna lift the elbows as high as they can go, extend the arms, and rotate all the way around. Connect again, lower back, drop the elbows, lift the elbows, and come back. Okay, we wanna make sure we squeeze those shoulder blades together in lifting the elbows and extending the arms. and getting that height without lifting our upper body off the ground. Okay, so we're going to do 5 of these. Really getting that movement in our shoulders. That's it. See if we can drop those elbows down to the ground or as far as they can go. Good work. Again, nice and slow movements. We're not racing through these. Working on that mobility. That's it. Good job. Nice. Now we're done mobility, grab some water and get ready for the next section. All right, guys, we ready for set number 2? We're doing 2 sets of our mobility for the 3 exercises. So we're going back down to the child pose clocks or clock walks. Okay, so again, just making sure that it's slowly moving, walking our hands back and forth or in rotation, getting as far to the side as we can without moving our knees or feet off of where you're stationary. So Brent is going to do a side view here. So you're going to actually have your feet tucked in that child pose. It should be a comfortable position and walking out to the side. So again, you guys are doing 4 each side. Okay, nice and slow, really working on that range of motion there. Feeling that lower back. So you're getting stretched. Okay, so next we have those hip bridge overhead reach. Okay, let's get into, squeeze the glutes, get into that hip upright position, and we're gonna reach overhead to the opposite corner. Okay, as far as we can, keeping the hips off the ground. Okay, we're doing 6 each side. Really getting a good reach with each, good stretch with each reach. Making sure we continue to squeeze our glutes, engage the core. And completing 6 each side. Good work. And lastly, we're going into the swimmer. So roll over on your stomach. Okay, hands behind your head. We're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together as our elbows are lifted and our arms are extended. And try and drop those elbows to the floor if you can, or as far as we can go. We're going to do 5 of these. Really working on that height, bringing those elbows together, the shoulder blades together. Working on that range of motion. Working on the shoulder mobility, getting the joints warmed up, moving. We're going to do 5. Make sure you keep that head down. You're not lifting up. You're not looking up, but you're looking down. Nice neutral position. And keep that chest on the ground as well. Awesome. All right, that completes our mobility. And grab some water, get ready for the next.
Okay, so for our agility and coordination today, we are going to work on a little bit of 2-foot to single foot transitions. So we're going to do line hops to start. Lisa's going to demonstrate, and then we'll show a progression to this. So we're going to start with 2 feet on one side of the line. We're going to hop over and then transition to 1 foot. So as we're going through this, go ahead there, Lisa. I want you to work on making sure that both feet land equally on one side of the line, and we're making a quick transition to single foot stance. We're going to do 15 reps here on one side, and then we're going to transition to the opposite side. If you want more of a challenge when doing this, we can add in a heel kick. So as you're coming across, I want you to kick the heel in behind the single leg stance. And then we will finish up doing the opposite side to finish the set. Making sure we're staying light on the feet here. Balls of the feet are absorbing your force, so every time you hit the ground, you're ready to pop to the other direction. Exercise number 2 is going to be a heel kick with a clap. So as you're going across the line here, I want you to hit and clap at the same time. So Lisa's demonstrating both feet over with the heel kick. If you're finding it challenging to maintain the heel kick with the clap, you can just do the single part over the line with the clap. Again, 15 reps on each side here. Good. Try to keep the ball of the foot into the ground here. Keep the heel off the ground so that we're popping through the movement at all times. We are going to take 45 seconds for rest, and then we will go to set 2. Grab a drink of water, and we'll go right into the next set. You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, set 2. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So Lisa's doing the line hop without the heel kick. Again, if this is something that is allowing you to stay coordinated and jump on either side of the line with some quickness, stay here. If you want the additional heel kick, you can throw that in, just as Lisa has done right there. Good. Again, this is 15 reps on each side. Okay, take whatever amount of space that you have. If you can get all 15 steps into one line, great. If you need to break it up, as we're doing here, that's fine as well. Exercise number 2, line hop with the heel kick, and the clap. Good. Ideally, we want to time that clap with the contact on the ground, so making sure both feet hit the ground at the same time as we clap. Nice job. Good. On to the next one.
Okay, so welcome to the strength part of your workout today. We have both Aiden and Brent helping us. We've got Aiden, who is going to show you a bit of a modified version of the exercises, and then we have Brent that will show you the more complex or more advanced exercise. So take a look at your notes to see if we've given you a specific one to follow, or just choose one that you are able to complete with good form and go from there. All right, so we'll get started with a little bit of a corrective exercise to really focus on your hinge technique that's in a lot of exercises that we will eventually progress to. So we'll start here with Aiden. You're going to grab first a dowel or a broomstick at home if you have a broom. Okay, you're going to place it behind your back. You're going to hold it up by your head. So there are 3 points of contact. Okay, your head, your upper back, and your butt, lower back. Okay, so making sure all 3 points, your feet are going to be about hip to shoulder width apart, and you're going to push your hips back, okay, with a slight bend of the knee so we're not locking them out, making sure that we still maintain the 3 points of contact throughout the whole motion. Okay, so we're going to go again, nice and slow. That's it, making sure we push our hips back. It's not sitting into a squat. Okay, we're pushing the hips back, bending our upper body, or bringing it, lowering our upper body. Okay, so you're going to do 10 of these. Now we're going to head over to Brent. Here you're going to do some wall taps. Once you've got this, and you're able to keep the dowel on the 3 points, you're going to find a wall, same motion, okay, head neutral spine, still got that, or neutral position, you've got that neutral spine, and you're going to just tap the wall. Okay, you're going to slowly move out, see if you can still tap the wall, keeping that good posture, bringing those hips back, breaking at the hips, slight bend in the knee, but that's about it. We're not getting into a squat, okay? And we're going to do 10. All right. Once you're done 10, take a little break, just about 15 seconds, and we'll go straight into another set. Okay, awesome. So Aiden's going to go into another set here. All right, so I'll actually get Aiden to do 1 rep with a rounded back to see what happens. So round, you see how it lifts off the butt? Okay, that's not what we want. We want to maintain that nice arch so that we still have all 3 point touching there. Okay, so we're going to do 10. For those of you doing the wall taps, okay, move out, same position, okay? So imagining that you still have that dowel on your back, and you're breaking at the hips, pushing that butt back while touching the wall behind you. Move forward if you can, same thing, making sure that our full foot is on the ground, okay? We're not lifting toes, but our weight does transfer more to the heel. Okay, so you're going to do 10 good ones. Just really keeping it, we're good. Okay, so next we're going to move into a hinge exercise on the floor. Okay, so we're going to get into a hip bridge or a glute bridge. All right, so we've got Aiden here who will demonstrate bilateral, so both feet on the ground, and we have Brent here who's going to demonstrate a single leg glute bridge. Okay, so we are going to push through the heels, lift, squeeze the glutes, and lift your hips up. Now I want you to focus on using your glutes, and you're going to come back down. Okay, so we're going to do 8 of these, or 8 per side for the single leg. Okay, so I want you to try not to use your hamstrings or your lower back, but just using your glutes, your butt muscles, to lift the hips up. So this means that you probably don't want to go up as high, but just enough so you're not arching your back. You're just lifting your hips off the ground using your glutes. So here, again, same thing. So you want to keep your hips nice and square. You're not rotating through. You're going to be nice and stable in your lifts. Okay, focusing on just using your glutes. Okay, you're going to do 8 per side. It'll take a little longer for the single leg. Just really focusing on that. All right, next we're going to get into calf raise, ending with some pulses. Okay, so Aiden is going to demonstrate a little bit of assisted if you have a hard time with balance, okay, or away from the wall. So you're just going to lift your heels off the ground. We're going to hold for 30 seconds, starting now. Okay, you're going to make sure you're nice and strong. You're still engaging your core, and just have a fixture of points that you're going to look at for balance. Really focusing on contracting or squeezing those calf muscles in the back there. Okay, so we're going to hold for 30, as high as you can. Try not to lean so much on the wall if you are using the wall. And now we're going to end with 20 pulses. Okay, so you can see here, it's about halfway down and up. So you're going to do 20 in a row, pulsing. So your heels are never touching the ground. Okay, you're only going halfway down and then all the way up. All right. Once we're done that, we are going to take a break and some water, and then we'll start at the beginning again. Okay guys, welcome back we're doing set number 2 with the same thing. Okay, so we're going back to our glute bridges. All right, so again, push through the heel, squeezing the glutes. Find that point where you're not overarching, okay? You're just using your glutes to lift the hips off the ground. Especially for the single leg one, make sure that you lift up with both legs on the ground first, and then lift that one leg off the ground. So then we already start off at a stable position. Okay, so we're gonna do 8 total, 8 per side if you're doing single, or 8 total if you're doing double leg. Really just focusing on the glutes. There, now we're gonna head into those calf raises. Okay, so we're gonna do an wall assisted or just out stabilizing, and go for 30 seconds. Okay, making sure we're also not locking at our knees. For those of us that like to lock those knees up, we want a slight bend and lifting your heels off the ground. We're gonna stay there for 30 seconds. If you're using the wall, try not to use the wall too much. You're just using it there every once in a while. Have a point to look at. Okay, so you have your balance, and we're almost at 30 seconds. All right, 30 seconds is up, so now we head straight into the pulse without dropping our heels to the ground. So we're going halfway down, all the way up. We're gonna do 20 pulses. Okay, so our heels have not touched the ground yet. That's it. Really squeezing those calves at the top and shake it out. Okay, grab some water. We got 30-second break, and then we'll head into our last set. All right, guys, we are headed into our third and last set. So let's again set up with 2 legs on the ground. If you're doing single leg, now bring that 1 leg up, and we're doing 8 per side. Again, just remember we're squeezing our glutes to lift our hips off the ground. Okay, try not to use our hamstrings. Try not to use our lower back, so only go as far up as you can maintain that flat back. You're not overarching. Okay? You're going to do 8 with the double leg or 8 per side with the single leg glute. All right, well done. And now we're going to finish off with our calf raises. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, just really lifting those heels off the ground, finding your balance, so a bit of stability too if you're away from the wall. Okay, if you are doing the wall-assisted calf raises, see if maybe this set try staying away from the wall, but if not, the wall is definitely fine. Okay, so on the balls of your feet, again, not locking your knees, but having a slight bend in them. And holding for 30. And now we're heading into our pulses. So we're doing 20 pulse. Our heels have not touched the ground yet. And you're going halfway down, all the way up. You're doing 20 of these pulses. Really feeling the burn in your calves. That's it. And done. All right, grab some water, take 60 seconds, and we'll head into our upper body.
Okay, so on to upper body strength for day 1. We're going to do 2 exercises. We're going to have Lisa performing the modified movement and Aiden performing the advanced movement. We're going to start with a single arm curl to press with the dumbbell. Lisa's just going to perform the resistance band pressing movement. So we're going to do 8 reps here. We're going to take the resistance band up to our shoulder height by stepping onto the band to create that downward tension. I want you to press that arm up and overhead, finishing the arm in line with the ear. Come back down under control. You can see Lisa's going to press straight up, keeping a nice straight line from her heels all the way to her shoulder. She's not going to hunch over and perform those reps. On the advanced side, Aiden's going to bicep curl with the dumbbell up to his shoulder, and then he's going to press up and overhead, keeping those same mechanics with the upper arm finishing in line with the ear. He's going to perform 8 per side there. Let's make sure we do a good job of maintaining our rib cage, not dissociating or not coming away from our hips. So as we come up and overhead, the rib cage is not flaring. On that side, we're doing 8 per side as well, and then switching sides. On the resistance band side here, I want you thinking push down into that band. Think squeeze the glute to keep your contraction from the hips and the torso. And as we're pressing up and overhead, let's try to get that arm nice and straight, reaching all the way to the ceiling, but not shrugging up towards our ear. With the dumbbell side, again, make sure the ribs are staying down. When we curl up, that palm can be facing in, and then when we press out, that palm can be facing forward. Okay, so palm in on the way down, palm out on the way up. After we're done that first set of exercises, we're going to move on to the handstand hold. Aiden's going to perform the modified version of this position. He's going to put his feet onto a box, a bench, a chair, whatever you've got. Okay, you're going to get into a position where you can be in a nice L position. The chin is tucked. Lisa's going to perform the advanced version of this, doing the handstand hold onto the wall here. As you're in these pressing positions, I want you to make sure that you're always actively pushing away from the floor. Thinking, get the top of the head away from the floor. We're going to hold this for as long as possible. We're going to cap this at 1 minute, but we'll go as long as we can for this one. Try to maintain nice straight lines, whether it be from the handstand hold or from the L-sit position, staying nice and long, always actively pushing through. That's 40 seconds. We've got 20 more to go here. If you need to take a break, if you can only hold it for 20, 30, 40 seconds, that's fine. We'll go into our rest from there. We've got 5 more on the cap in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Okay, set number 2 for upper body work, starting with the single arm curl to press or the modified single arm resistance band press. In set 2, I want you focusing on making sure that our torso is nice and tall and upright and we're activating through the glutes. Regardless if we're doing it with the dumbbell or the band, I want the lower body engaged throughout this movement. Let's not be loose. Okay, let's not have any hip sway as we're performing the movements. We're going to do 8 per side still on this one. Okay, making sure every one of those reps is nice, tight, and straight. Let's also make sure that when we're finishing with that pressing action, palm faces the ear at the bottom, rotate the head of the humerus or the upper arm into that shoulder socket at the top. So when we're coming down, the hand is coming in. Okay, palm in, palm out, in, and down. Nice job. Make sure that that upper arm finishes back in behind the ear and the rib cage is not flaring here. For set number 2 of the handstand hold, okay, let's, again, try to go for as long as possible. If you capped at the minute, try to keep as close to that minute as possible. Ideally, I want you doing less than 10% worse than the previous set. So if you only did 10 seconds of the previous set, let's try to not be worse than 9 seconds. So 10% less. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, up we go. Staying active through the shoulders here. Pushing the top of the head away from the floor, so really reaching away. Keeping the core engaged. Trying to stay long through the spine, or tall through the spine. Continue to breathe here. That's 20 seconds in. Good. Keep on breathing. Keep on staying active through the shoulders. Always pushing. That's 30 seconds in. Nice job. Keep on going. Keep on going. We're up to 45. You've got 15 seconds to go before we cap it at a minute. Very nice. Keep on going. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Grab yourself a drink. We'll take a break and we'll start the third set in a minute. Okay, we're on to set 3 for our upper body superset. Again, single arm press or single arm curl to overhead press. On set 2, we were focusing on lower body stability, contracting the glutes, keeping the core engaged here. I want you to take all those pieces from set 1 and set 2 and put them together. All right, so nice, tight lower body, good arm action, making sure that palm faces the ear, turns out, upper arm faces the ear at the top of the range of motion. Okay, 8 per side here. Don't worry about how fast we're performing the movement. Focus on the stability of the movement. Okay, the slower we go here, the more muscle we're going to ask to help perform the movement. All right, so slower is a good thing in this particular movement. All right, after we're done our 8 reps on each side, we're going to finish with the handstand hold. All right, on that handstand hold, let's make sure that we're getting into good positions and we're holding for as long as possible. For those handstand holds, okay, capping at 1 minute, and 3, 2, 1, away we go. Nice active shoulders here, nice straight lines, working on getting as far away from the floor as possible. Don't stop breathing, continue to breathe through this movement. Think push through the floor as much as you can. This is 25 seconds right here. Again, we're going for as long as we can hold it for. As long as you're maintaining good stability through the trunk and shoulder, we're doing a great job. Coming up on 40 seconds, 20 more to go to get to the cap. Nice job, Lisa. 15 to go. 10 more seconds. Aiden's going to finish strong here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Moving on to the core set to finish today's workout.
Okay guys, welcome to the start of our core circuit that we have for today, where all you need is a mat, and we have Aiden here who is going to take you through, work with you through the core. Okay, so we're going to start on our backs. Okay, we're going to start with hollow holds. We've done these before. We're going to go for 30 seconds, so I'll let you know that your starting position, and then we'll progress to where you were at level-wise, where you can still maintain form. So the form I'm talking about is a flat back. Okay, so you want to check even with your hands to see if you can fit your hands through your lower back. If you can, that's too much of an arch. You need to flatten that back more so. So you want to try and bring your belly button down to your spine, okay? So we're going to start there. So let's get Aiden, to lift his legs with your knees bent, and then bring your arms to your side, reaching for the wall in front. So this is our first hold. I'll start the timer in 3, 2, 1, okay? So if you can maintain a flat back here, to progress, we're going to straighten the legs from here, okay? And again, if you can still have that flat back, we're going to slowly lower your legs until you start to feel your arch, an arch in your back. Then slightly raise them a bit so you can still keep a flat back and hold in that position. If you do get down to just above the ground, another way to progress is to lift your arms above your head and to maintain this position for 30 seconds. All right, so now we've reached 30 seconds. We're going to flip over. We're going to do an inchworm hold. Okay, so we're going to walk out. This is your inchworm. Okay, into a plank, but with your arms extended a bit further past your head. Okay, again, we're going to maintain a flat back. So I'm going to start actually the clock in 3, 2, 1. So we want to maintain this flat back. We don't want to arch, okay? We want to have nice strong shoulders, strong arms, okay, nice and straight. We're engaging the core as well. So again, I'm picturing we're trying to bring your belly button up to your spine. All right, so we're gonna hold this position nice and strong for 30 seconds. All right, we've got about 5 more seconds to go. Nice and strong. And now we are done 30 seconds. So we're gonna finish it off with 3 inchworms as reps. So keeping our legs straight, walking out with our hands until we get to that position, hold position, and we walk our feet back up to our hands. Keeping a nice straight legs so we get a bit of a stretch in our hamstrings. Okay, so we've got 2 there, we're gonna do 3, so we've run out of room. It is just gonna turn around and finish with 1 more. That's it, and slowly walk up. Again, this is nice and slow. All right, good job. Grab some water. We're gonna have a 30-second break and we'll continue on with some more core. All right, guys, we're going to continue on with our core. So we've got Aiden laying on his stomach. We're going to do arch holds, okay? So we're going to lift for 30 seconds. Let's lift arms and legs up off the ground. Really focusing on nice, strong back, okay? Nice and stable. And we're going to get some height off both arms and legs. Okay, we're not rotating side to side. We're just going to keep this nice and stiff, nice and strong. Okay? We've got about 10 more seconds in this hold. All right, good job. Only a few more seconds. And done. All right, next we're going to lay on our back. We're going to do some core reps here. So we're going to do foot to foot crunch. Okay, so you're going to have your feet flat on the ground, your knees bent, and you're just going to twist side to side, touching each heel. So you're going to do 15 of these each side. Okay, so 15 each side, really focusing on, again, that flat back. Okay, and all you're doing is you're using your obliques, your side abs here, to reach for those toes. Okay, so you're going to do 15 on each side. And now we're going to go into our push-throughs. Okay, so keeping in this position, you're now going to do a crunch up, pushing your arms through between your legs to the wall. Okay, so you're going to do 15 of these. That's it. Again, making sure we have that flat back. Okay, and you're not coming up, you're not sitting up all the way. You just want to get that upper back off the ground. Try and still maintain that neutral head, so neck, so we're not either extending it or flexing it too much. And you're going to do 15. So once you've done that, we're going to have another 30-second break. All right, guys, we're going to finish off our core circuit with just 2 more exercises, okay? So the first one is a tabletop hold. So you're going to start in this position. Make sure your hands are facing you, or your fingers are facing you, and we're going to just pop up, squeezing the glutes so that we're creating a nice table here, okay? Try and get those hips up, and we're going to hold for 30 seconds. All right, we want to make sure we have our feet full contact on the ground. Nice strong arms so our shoulder are above our wrists here. Okay, so you can see they're in line. And making sure we squeeze the glutes to keep the hips up. All right, so we're going to hold for 30 seconds here. Nice and strong. Engage that core 2. Few more seconds. And done. All right, and lastly, we have some supine leg drops. So this is just you're on your back. Again, making sure we keep a flat back. So you can always check with your arms before we get started. Okay, and we're gonna straighten our legs and raise them up. And now we're gonna do just 15, slowly lower to about a couple inches above the ground, and then back up. Okay, so again with this one, if you can't get to this position down here without keeping a flat back, then only go as low as you can, keeping that flat back. Okay, so you know where your limit is. We're gonna do 15 of these. Okay, you can always check with your hands to see if you have that arch or not. All right, so 15, engaging that core, trying keeping those legs straight. That's it. This is the last exercise for the day and for the core circuit. That's it. Good job. Making sure we keep good form all throughout the whole 15 reps. And now we're done our core circuit. Well done, guys.
Whew.